obviously the sending offs changed the game really. Conceded a couple of 3 goals really from corners that we defended the first ball from, but we've had a problem once it's come back in. With grits going, you know, we've got quite a few young lads out there tonight, and could have done with that really, just to help us out a bit really. But second half, God, you know, I thought they were magnificent. Got together against a team that's probably played the strongest side, that's known for the passing and movement and what have you, and we've had 10 men, and I thought at times we've passed and out-moved them. We said at half time that you know the rot's got to stop, and we've got to get together and get it sorted. We put them into a bit more of a suited shape really for what we got on the pitch, 4-4-1, and we had to keep the ball, and said they had to have confidence to go and do that. And to be honest to them, we couldn't fault any of them. They put a great shift in the second half.
Naive defending in the first half, ball watching from the youngsters?
Yes. I mean, you know, obviously we wanted to blood 1 or 2 of the youngsters. There's no point as sort of taking 5 kids on and what have you, and these young lads and that, and not you know, having a look at them in this company. We've done that tonight, and as I say, you know, against their big lads coming in for the first ball in, we defended it. It's when it's gone back out and then come back in, they've sort of fell asleep. There's a bit of naivety, but that's how they've got to learn, you know. And as I say, you know, second half we had a little word and, you know, got some encouragement and what have you, and said to them, you know, don't get your heads down. You know, what we didn't want it to do was go like Saturday when it just went, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We didn't want that, and we said it stops now. Let's get together, get organised, and work for each other. And it was pleasing to see the work rate and everything was similar to the West Ham. They filled holes in, they worked for each other, and they kept the ball probably better than what we did against West Ham. So, you know, pleasing the second half, obviously disappointed with the result, but very pleasing the second half and how they've coped and what they did.
Martin Gritton's the second most experienced man in the club, but that sending off I thought was inexcusable.
To be honest, obviously I'm surmising he's got a book for saying something to the referee or saying something, and then the ball got played and I followed the ball and I didn't see it, and then I just saw the lad on the floor, and I don't know whether he's caught him, whether he hadn't caught him or what have you. I didn't really see it. Obviously, you know, with I don't know how many minutes gone, it's, you know, it's put us on the back foot straight away, that, you know.
So does he get reprimanded once you have a look at the video?
You know, I mean the club's had a sort of suspended sentence, fine hanging over him, and to be honest, I believe anyway that the discipline, conduct and what have you, it was under scrutiny, and I think the directors deal with that straight away.
Luton, who's in and out for Luton, will Jamie be back, or how long will he be out for?
Jamie, we just got the scan back and we believe it's a medial ligament, and it could be 8 weeks to 10 weeks.
And what about centre defence? Have you got any plans for your centre defence, Luton?
Well, obviously that's what we want to have a look at 1 or 2 of the young lads for, you know. We had a problem there Saturday, you know, there's no denying that. I thought Morgan was magnificent tonight. It's his second half, I thought, you know, that's what he used to be, sort of thing, and he hadn't played a lot of football for the last 2 seasons, and I thought tonight was like what we can remember him be. I thought he was magnificent. He organised them, he got in front of people, he won his headers when he had to, and I thought he was superb tonight.
And Francis Green, is he in the picture for Saturday?
Francis Green had a training ground accident on Saturday, and it looks like being out for a considerable amount of time.
All right.
So, you know, he's we don't know the full extent of it, but it's certainly going to be weeks rather than days.
Is it? Can you tell us what the injury is?
Ankle ligament. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Still got Gary Simpson here with me. Might have to repeat a couple of questions, but hopefully not too many. Obviously, what you've learnt from the second half, you mentioned about the second half, you were really, really chuffed with that performance. What have we learnt? You must have picked up some positives in from the second half. You've learnt a lot about some of the younger players who've come in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've had to have a look at some of these youngsters, because we're a club that we can't go out and get anybody, you know, with no money.
Right.
You know, we've took 5 of these kids on and what have you, and we know we're going to have to use them. And so tonight was one of them days. We think you would have liked to have got a few points on the board and that, and being able to blood these with no pressure.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, the way the season's gone so far, They've done really well in the cups and faltered in the league. The young lads will learn from that, or well, hopefully anyway, they'll learn from that. Obviously, it's something that we can work on the training ground with them. We've got the reserves tomorrow. There won't be a recognised sort of first team sort of player in the reserves tomorrow, which we're going to play all the kids that we've took on and that, and we're going to try to bring one or two of them through, and that's what we've got to do.
Whereas I was impressed with Christian Dennis's movement. I know he didn't see much of the ball, but his actually movement I thought was splendid.
Well, obviously, this season he's trained with us. Obviously, he's been took on and he's trained with us, and if I'm being honest, he's probably the best finisher in the club. Right. It's only his sort of physical attributes that you're thinking, is he ready yet? But obviously we were in two minds tonight whether to play him. But obviously Simon Yeo that we brought in, we thought, well, Simon hadn't really had a run, and we wanted to have a look at him because he is one of them people that will attack it in the 6-yard box and get on the end of something and get you a goal. So we're giving Simon a little run tonight, and obviously with the young boys in. With Grits as well, we thought, well, Grits can help us in both boxes while winning something in the air. But obviously, with Grits going after 10 whatever minutes it was, it put us on the back foot a little bit.
Keith's never that keen on 4-4-2, and yet 4-4-1 seemed to work reasonably well for you. You started, I think, with 5 at the back, Gary. This is a big question, isn't it? Would he consider 4-4-2?
We'll consider anything, and obviously the reason why we've gone with 5 is when they were 4-4-2 before we came in, they were conceding a hell of a lot of goals. We came in, and in 12 games they only conceded 8. We know, looking at us, we ain't got a natural goal scorer that's going to get us 20 odd goals a season, but we might be able to organise and pinch games like we did last season. We knew it was going to be a difficult season. And a very difficult start, but having looked at it, we thought to ourselves, well, if we can keep them solid at the back, then we might have a chance. But obviously the teams that we've played so far have been the teams that are probably going to be thereabouts, that have got good players and what have you, and they've pulled us about a bit. For one reason or another, we've started conceding goals. Now, it's looking at the young lads and saying, do you want to put them in a 4 straight away and destroy them completely? We haven't wanted to do that, and people say, well, you haven't played a 4, but I would think in nearly every game we've ended up going to a 4.
You have, yeah.
Saturday we were 5 at the back, we were 1-0 down when we come in. We went to a 4, we've ended up conceding 5 in the second half.
Indeed.
So there's plus and minuses to everything that we've sort of tried to do, and it's just getting that balance now,
One final question. The Macclesfield fans, there are 240 of them that made the journey. That's tremendous support, isn't it?
I must be honest, we couldn't believe it when we came out and saw them. We thought it was their sports at first, and me and Keith absolutely couldn't believe it. Obviously from the start we've had as well. They were magnificent down at West Ham, magnificent tonight. It reminds us actually when we went to Stockport towards the end of the season, there were about nearly 900 there. It was absolutely fantastic, and I know it's been a difficult start and that, and I know that it must be frustrated, and they're not any more frustrated than what we are, but if you can just keep behind the young lads and keep cheering them on, because obviously they're going to be the future. Obviously for us, that we might have to keep them going to stay in the league.
Gary, fantastic interview. Thank you for coming up. I know Keith's quite busy and difficulties with there, but thank you for coming up and doing an interview.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Gary, thanks. Wonderful interview. We will leave you